Well, welcome back to your favorite show about seasons of television that have already happened. My name is Chino Mage, and over there to that side over there is our good buddy Templar, who's just coming off of a sickness. So if you see him muting up to cough, don't worry about it. He's not dying. He's just coming off of whatever bronchitis. What'd you end up having? Just like an upper head respiratory thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. I didn't end up going into the doctor, but it didn't seem worth that. But, fever, cough, congestion, just, not being able to sleep particularly well, just that sort of thing. Yeah. Just a flu. Maybe it's COVID. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever.
Is what it is. I mean, you teach. Have you taught in the last week or two? You been in any of the classrooms?
I taught last week, and then we also went to Costco last week. So I figured between one of those two things got me. So
yeah, you got both, wholesale bacteria in you.
Cesspools for viruses. So
yeah. Costco, where you can just eat out all the samples out and then get all of the bacteria for free. Congratulations, you did it.
And I did.
Congrats. Do they do samples up there anymore?
They do, yeah.
Okay, good. And down here in Florida, they stopped the samples for a little bit, and
people rioted.
Honestly, they might as well have. There were a number of times I would go to Costco and I would hear families going like, "Yeah, I just don't know, man. I don't know. Like, where are them samples?" Stuff like that. That's how they talk here in Florida. So, anyway, we're not here to talk about Costco. So Andor, season 2 is just around the corner. It's happening in April, and the trailer for it just dropped. Now, this is really the first piece of media I've seen for Andor. I've kind of kept my head under the blanket a little bit about it because I actually have a very self-professed love for Andor. Season 1. Templar, in like a couple of brief sentences, actually just tell me about Andor season 1. You weren't the biggest fan, if I remember correctly?
Andor season 1 is one of those things that I have a fair bit of respect for. Like, I think it was very well crafted, well acted, and I think it's certainly compared to much of the rest that's come out and it's been Star Wars content in recent years. I think it's certainly been of higher quality than most everything else.
Yes.
Although that's not always the highest bar to clear. I have a lot of respect for Andor. The spy politicking sort of espionage, like kind of slow burn espionage thing is just not really my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those shows that I have a lot of respect for it in terms of the craft that went into making it. I think it's excellent on a number of levels. It's just not so much my thing.
Yeah, and that's
it's probably like an 8.5 out of 10 or something for me, like season 1.
Dang.
So I think it's very, very good. It's just not something I would ever have any particular desire to revisit, probably, and it's just not really for me. It's like something like my spy movie is James Bond, not Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, okay. And Andor is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Very much. Or at least more like that.
Very much, very much. Which, by the way, congratulations to James Bond. You got bought by Amazon, and now you're going to go away forever because Amazon does that to things. They bought Lord of the Rings. They bought the Lord of the Rings franchise, proceeded to spend $1 billion, and made 2 terrible seasons of television. So,
there's more on the way.
I'm looking forward to DJ Qualls being the James Bond. Do you know who DJ Qualls is?
Sure, man. Of the Core fame?
Yes. I'm looking forward to somebody like him being of Hustle and Flow fame, of Road Trip fame. I can just imagine him being...
He's pretty good in Hustle and Flow. I forgot he was in that one.
Yeah. I just saw an interview with him. What's up, Just JD? Good to see you. We're also streaming this live over on Twitch. Yeah, DJ Qualls, there he is. I look forward to him being all over James Bond. I don't know. They're going to just...
He famously hacks the planet in the Core.
That's true. Because that's what you do. That's easy, right? I
love the depiction of hacking in old school, like in 90s or like early 2000s movies.
Yeah.
Hacking, the idea of hacking.
Yeah.
It's all so good. I need to rewatch Hackers with Angelina Jolie. That movie is probably aged just like absolute wine or milk, one or the other.
I mean, it's milk. Out. It's milk mixed in with wine. I think even when it came out, it was curdled.
I think there's some fun in it. I think and here's what I'll say: we're starting off great in an episode talking about Andor season 2. I like the core. Okay, I'm fine with being pilloried over it. I enjoy the core.
It's a bad movie, dude.
I'm not saying it's good, but I think it's fun. And I think it's fun, and lesser known, one of those movies that's part of like a kind of duo where there's two movies that are kind of the same. You know, you've got your Armageddon, Deep Impact.
Yeah.
And there was also The Core and Deep Core.
That's
that
true.
is not as well known.
That's
and
true.
If you think The Core is bad, check out Deep Core.
I am afraid of typing Deep Core into Google right now.
That's probably a good call.
Okay, there we go. Deep Core. Whew, I got this. Huh.
Yeah. Deep Core.
Wow.
Yeah. So I like The Core. I mean, The Core looks like a AAA movie compared to this thing. And to be fair, I don't hate this movie either. But The Core, I think, is actually kind of a fun action, whatever, save the planet movie of its time. But it's like kind of like an Armageddon. It's just not as good as Armageddon.
Just AD says I can't see him be James Bond. Yeah, I was joking. I can't see DJ Qual. This is what Amazon does to things. They buy them for lots of money and then throw more money at them and then ruin them. Like Lord of the Rings, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
You never know. I mean, I'm not hopeful, but the previous owners of Bond were pretty reticent to take any real risks with it. And they had a real tight grip on the franchise in terms of like creative control. The closest anyone got to like really kind of doing their own thing with it was maybe like Skyfall. You know, Sam Mendes like kind of went his own.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
It hasn't, and so Amazon will certainly be willing to do some weird stuff. It's just most of their weird stuff doesn't end up working out particularly well. So,
brother, I want to watch this. This has got a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 3.2 on IMDb. How have I not? I don't really remember it. I remember kind of having fun with it in the way that you have fun with that kind of movie. But yeah, it's a sort of sister movie to The Core. You know, it's of good descent when it is free on Plex. It's just nice. Go watch it on Plex for free. Well, Bougie says, so wait, we're going to ignore that today's Pokemon Day? Yes. And what about the legendary Gene Hackman died? Yeah. If things keep coming out about this, we might have to do like a conspiracy theory episode on that, because like have you seen any of this stuff coming out about it?
I mean, the man was in his 90s. What kind of conspiracy could there possibly be about Gene Hackman dying?
He and his wife and his dog all found dead at the same time, and they initially said,
was that like a gas leak or something in their house?
That's what they said, gas leak. But now there's things like one of the investigators said, well, there might be something fishy going on here, and so it feels like one of those true crime podcast type of things. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's too bad. I mean, shout out Gene Hackman, though. One of my favorite villains of all time in Unforgiven.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well,
Sheriff Little Bill Daggett.
Yeah. Rest in power.
Unforgiven.
See, now this is now a change in the headlines, now saying they're suspicious circumstances. They weren't saying suspicious circumstances before.
Well, his wife was a lot younger than him, right?
She was, but she's dead too.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't, and it didn't look like a murder-suicide thing. So
no, Barbotus, I didn't. I don't think Chino has either, but I haven't watched Nosferatu. I meant to, but I ended up missing it in theaters. So
it's out.
I'm gonna check. Is it on streaming and stuff? Yeah.
I'm sure it is already. Yeah, because it was at Christmas.
Where I can buy it for $35 if I want.
It got a 2.9. Okay, but that's not why we're here. We're lapsing into old Roundtable. That's old. That is what we used to do. Today we are here to watch the Andor season 2 trailer. Royal Tenenbaums is a classic. Yes, he was also very good. And you're not a Wes Anderson film fan, are you?
Me, yeah, some of them.
What about Tenenbaums?
Yeah, I've never seen the Royal Tenenbaums, but like overall, sure.
Yeah, Tenenbaums is great. Wes Anderson.
Just looking up his filmography here to see what I like and what I don't necessarily like from him.
Grand Budapest.
I've never seen Okay, I've never seen Bottle Rocket or Rushmore or Royal Tenenbaum, so I didn't see his first 3 movies.
Okay.
Life Aquatic was fine, not my thing. Darjeeling I never saw. Fantastic Mr. Fox is great.
Yes.
Love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
Moonrise Kingdom was fine. I wasn't that into it. Grand Budapest is really good.
Yes.
My wife and I rewatched that recently. Like that one a lot.
Yes.
Isle of Dogs is fine. And then I haven't seen his newest ones. I didn't even know he had this many movie. Oh, Henry Sugarman. That's like a short.
Yes.
I haven't seen Asteroid City or French Dispatch. So yeah, I mean, of the ones I've seen, I would say generally I like them. I mean, you can see a trailer for a Wes Anderson movie and you know immediately from the first shot that it's a Wes Anderson movie before anyone even does anything.
Yep.
So
Usually it's got what's his name? Luke gosh darn it, what is his name? Luke Wilson in it. If it's got Luke or Owen Wilson in it, there's a chance that it's a Wes Anderson movie.
Sure. Or what's his name? Who was the Hulk? Edward Norton.
Yes, Ed Norton too, as well. Yes.
Shows up in a bunch of them. Fantastic Mr. Fox is probably my favorite of the ones I've seen.
It's a great movie.
And then Grand Budapest, probably.
Yeah, it's that's right.
Isle of Dogs I didn't love. Moonrise Kingdom I didn't love. I remember just thinking it was kind of strange.
Yes.
And Life Aquatic also, I wasn't that into it.
Yeah, Life Aquatic was fine. I don't know. It's kind of. It feels like it. That was when Bill Murray took the real sort of like weird guy turn. You know, like that's when he kind of leaned into his whole like, hey, I'm super weird and I'm super quirky and yada yada yada.
He embraced it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay, we are here to talk about Andor season 2, though. That's what we're actually here to talk about. The trailer launched, so we're going to watch the trailer. This is our live reaction to the trailer. Let me hit mute on the old music here. If you're listening on YouTube, you have not heard any of that music. On YouTube, or on Twitch, you have, however. And we are going to... Oh, here, let me stop Apple that. We're going to put this up, and here we go.
You want to fight? Or you want to win? Last night I dreamed that the world had turned around. All our hopes had come to be. The revolution starts now.
What a swell party this is.
Remember this moment. You're here, you're right here, and you're ready to fight.
Huh.
I don't know if I was into the vibe of that trailer that much.
Dude,
some of the song choice was not a good choice in my opinion.
So I lost it right here. That thing right there. The first season of Andor was hailed by critics everywhere. Yes, we know. You don't need to tell us any of that. You don't need to show me all of this. You don't need to show me those titles. That's fine.
Well, it wasn't that scene. That's the thing, because I think they're putting that in there probably because it actually, of all their shows, it was one of the least watched, even though it might have been one of the best reviewed. So I wonder if they're including some of that to try to like get the intention to say like, oh, hey, like if you didn't watch season 1, it was actually good, unlike a lot of other stuff we've made.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why they're putting that in there, because it was kind of underseen for how well respected it was. The song choice was really poor.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that fits at all. Also, the tone of the trailer. I don't know what the tone of the trailer is.
Nope.
Because this was not the tone of season 1.
No.
At all.
No.
They're really leaning into the action. Based on this trailer, this season seems to be 80% walking and then some explosions, like walking down hallways, explosions. And that is not, I don't know. The vibe is very different than what season 1 actually was, which was mostly very slow espionage intrigue. And there's some action in it for sure. But this looks like they're really leaning into the like, okay, the rebellion has really kicked off now. We're going to do more set piece stuff. We're going to do more action heavy stuff, which if that's the way they're going, then it might be more enjoyable for me who's more into that. But I don't know how that's not what the first season was. So unless they're just putting that in the trailer to try to attract more attention to it,
I don't know.
I wonder if fans of the first season would be disappointed in that direction.
So here's what disappointed me. And Just JD, we're going to get to your comment in just a second. So outside, I agree with you. Like the putting the actual text there, I get it. Like I think you're absolutely right. They did that to tell people like, yo, this was a big deal. But they put Star Wars into Andor, and one of the things I really loved about Andor was that it took place in the Star Wars universe, but wasn't really Star Wars. Like there were no lightsabers. I barely think there were any real stormtroopers. Yes, there were like imperial stuff, but like it's because the Empire kind of had to do a thing about a thing. But like, I mean, from the very get-go, you see stormtroopers. Like that's in the first 10 seconds. Hey, there's stormtroopers and they're going to be in a battle. And then the next scene is, this is fine. Like he's flying a spaceship. All of a sudden he knows how to fly a ship. That's fine. But then, okay, we get to him. Are we assuming that's Jyn or so? Like, I don't know. I doubt it. But then, yes, of course, we get Krennic and the Death Star. So, like, I understand where this goes, and I'm a Star Wars fan. Like, we've talked about this, and you are to a degree as well. Like, I think we're both Star Wars fans to a degree. But, man, they're putting Star Wars in Andor. No. It's doomed. It's gonna suck, isn't it?
This isn't what I was expecting.
No.
I mean, I did wonder if they would emphasize action a little bit more in it, because I don't know if that was a general complaint about season 1, but season 1 was much slower. And
yeah, but
there was really only a couple episodes with any kind of significant kind of action in them.
Yeah, but like even the non-action scenes were just so considered. Like the tension in that entire prison sequence. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
The prison stuff was great. So I kind of expected the trailer to maybe lean more into it, but there's a lot here. And I also wonder if it's going to change who the kind of focus is on, because it looked like we only got one kind of flash of the older
Skarsgård.
I'm blanking. Skarsgård.
Yeah.
We only got kind of one quick flash of him here, whereas he's a big part of season 1, and so I wonder maybe he will be, and they just didn't show him as much. I don't know. Yeah, it's not what I was expecting. The vibe is definitely very different, and I wonder if that's just to get more attention onto the show, to make it seem more kind of energy and like high energy and sort of action packed. And if season 2 will still be a continuation of season 1 and the trailer is just a little misleading, or if they just are really going to ramp up the kind of Star Wars. Well, I mean, the action didn't seem like kind of stereotypical Star Wars action stuff, but like if they're just going to ramp up
until they got to, where was it? Maybe it was back here, but there was like a force.
It still kind of looks more gritty than a lot of the other Star Wars stuff has been in terms of the action and like.
Sure, but they're going to steal a TIE interceptor, and the stormtroopers are going to shoot at it. Okay, we've done this before. There's going to be a bomb right here. Hold on, explosion, boom, right there, and then there's like a force push. They put Star Wars into Andor.
Yeah, it's not what I anticipated. Well, I did anticipate more action, but this was more than I expected, and not at all. The tone also seemed a little comedic there at the end. Like, was that meant to be kind of funny with him giving him the pep talk or not?
I don't know,
the tone
because
of that seemed strange.
They did the Revolution song, so maybe not. Man,
I don't know. Yeah, odd.
I think the title of this episode is going to be "I'm worried about Star Wars" or Andor season 2. I think that's what we go with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested because if you can nail a lot of the same stuff from Andor season 1, but put a little more action and have a little more propulsion with the storytelling, I'll be more into it. But I don't know if the people who really loved and adored season 1 will be as into it, because that's not what people loved about season 1. What people loved was the storytelling and the intrigue and the subterfuge and the politicking and like all this stuff that was going on. And that might still be here, but it doesn't seem like it.
No, not at all. I'm drawing a pair, and again, we're going off of a minute and 35-second trailer, so we've got 8 or 10 episodes, however many episodes Andor season 2 is going to be. But to me, this right now on the surface feels like Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2, Dune 1 and Dune 2. Dune 1, Dune 1, I thought was a great movie. I definitely like Dune 2 better, just overall. But Dune, you needed one to set up the other, right? Like, you needed Dune 1 and all of kind of the stuff, all of the intrigue and the political stuff, and like all of the setup. You needed that, and then and you got little flashes of action, but then Dune 2 was just like right out of the gate, we're slitting throats and sandworms, like, just here we go. So I don't know, that I feel like that might be what they're doing here. Also, Just JD, I want to get back to your other comment here in a sec, but I know that they're going to tie it into the Star Wars verse at some point, but at least give us 2 seasons of just Andor backstory. Yeah, they had to, because ultimately he dies. like he ultimately Rogue One happens. So
yeah, it does seem like season 1 is like them kicking off the rebellion, like, in earnest, and then this is now like the rebellion's kind of full blown, like, fighting has kind of started vibe. So it seems like they're just kind of moving it forward in that way, and so it's going to be less of the subterfuge and more kind of direct action stuff.
Yeah,
again, it's going off of a minute and a half, kind of more of a teaser, just kind of showing random stuff than a story trailer, right? Like, once we get kind of a longer 3-minute story trailer of some kind,
if we do,
maybe it will emphasize that there is still, that kind of spy, kind of secretive, slower element to it, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Carter and I are gonna go back and watch all of season 1 before season 2 drops. Carter's my youngest, by the way. He I know you know that, but people watching this might not know that. That's called producing. And so we're going to go back and watch all of season 1 in preparation, and we're going to do it closer to that, probably in the 2 weeks leading up to it, because we only get like a couple hours each week to watch TV. Just AD had this comment, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen here. Of all the Star Wars shows I've not seen the last 2, Skeleton Crew and Acolyte. So Acolyte sucked. By and large, it was pretty bad. I watched it. I've watched all of them as well, unfortunately, because I've got at that time, 14-year-old and then a 13-year-old son, and then a son and a daughter at home, and we like Star Wars, man. Like, that's what we do. They've all pretty much been trash outside of Andor. Mandalorian season 1 was okay. It was probably a 7 out of 10. But Obi-Wan was awful. Book of Boba Fett was just like a fever dream. What am I missing here? Skeleton Crew. So we watched it. It is a kids show. It is definitely a kids show. But I tell you what, man, have you seen it yet?
No, I didn't watch it. I haven't really kept up. I'll watch this because I enjoyed the season 1, but the other new stuff they've come out with, I just kind of assume is going to be bad at this point. And so unless I really hear otherwise, I don't bother with it.
So Skeleton Crew, again, it's lighthearted. It's more of like a TV 12, like a 12 and under type show. And I didn't realize that going into it. Neither did Carter. We actually had who works on our Luck staff, Ice Puddle. She and her youngest daughter were here in Florida on vacation, and they were staying at our house, and we started watching it with them, and it was perfect for their daughter, who's like 5. Like, she was like, "This is great, I love Star Wars," and I'm sitting here going like, "What is this?" And then Jude Law rocked up, and it turned into a completely different show. And I tell you what, like, it was not bad. It's not something that I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's up there with Andor," but like, it was better than Obi-Wan, and that is that might not be saying a lot, but it was a show, damning it with faint praise. Yeah, it was a show for 8 to 12-year-olds that was better than Obi-Wan, and was certainly better than Book of Boba Fett. So I don't know. And then Acolyte, you didn't watch Acolyte? It's
no, that one was a hard pass for me.
It was bad. It was so, up until the very last episode, and even then it was just like, oh. And Carter and I, we got like 2 episodes into it, and we were like, he looked at me while we were watching it, and he's like, "Do you want to finish this?" I said, "Bud, we're here. I think there's only 6 episodes. Like, let's just take our medicine and get through it. It'll give me fodder on some podcast at some point to yell about why Star Wars sucks now." So I don't know, man. I like it. I think these X-Wings look cool. I will say that. Like, I'm a big fan of camo X-Wings without all of the gaudy orange, because like, why would you put gaudy orange on a space fighter anyway? You'd want to hide it as much as possible, right? That's just me.
I mean, why would you do anything other than like paint it black in space? But whatever.
I mean, TIE fighters are black, right? Maybe they're trying to distinct. I don't know. I don't do anything. Book of Boba Fett was maybe a 5 out of 10. Oh, buddy, Obi-Wan, I only like the fight between him and Vader. You mean the very last fight? That's the only redeeming.
Everyone references that fight. Did you like the fight that they had before that in the town with the fire?
Yeah,
that he couldn't cross.
He couldn't cross the fire.
How about that fight?
Yeah, that was good.
Everyone references the moment where he stops the ship from escaping in that one scene, and then the fight at the very end. Like, and you're not doing this, JD, so I'm not. That's fine. But I've seen people try to use that to kind of say that the show overall was okay.
Yeah,
and we're not doing that.
No, no, we don't.
2 good scenes, 2 decent scenes do not a show make. No. So no, although it is appropriate, we should be talking about Star Wars, because there was good news that came out in the realm of Star Wars in the last like couple days, right? Worthy of celebration.
What happened? What happened? I'm typing Star Wars news into Google.
Her reign is over.
What?
It has ended.
No way.
The age of sorrow has ended. Maybe we can move on to an age of joy and gladness now.
Whoa, dude. I didn't see this.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's death grip on Star Wars, that she seemed intent on taking it with her to the grave. She is apparently retiring. I can only assume not her own decision to do that, because Disney has kind of publicly come out and said they're moving away from a lot of the kind of story elements and political views that were very characteristic of a lot of her work. And so I imagine her stepping down is probably a part of their move away from those sorts of things. But who knows? But it does give me some hope that at least the direction of things will change.
Dang, dude, if Jon Favreau took it over, that'd be freaking dope. He won't, because he's got all his Marvel stuff, but
Feige? I hope not Feige. Marvel's in almost no better shape right now than Star Wars is.
True. Well, I don't know. Jon Favreau would be...
just JD in the chat said Filoni or Feige. Filoni might be fine.
Filoni be all right.
Feige, I think, is already... There's too much going on with Marvel, and Marvel's quality has also dropped a lot as well.
Correct.
So,
JJ,
I don't know if you'd want that. I don't know if you want to put even more JJ.
Please not.
Sure. Star Wars with lens flare. I'm down.
Please not. Just overly blue. Ugh. I like J.J. Abrams.
I defend the 2009 Star Trek movie, which I know some people don't like those movies, and I think Abrams. I like the 2009 Star Trek. I think it's pretty good.
No, it's not bad. Yeah, that's the Chris Pine one. Yeah, it's not bad.
The first Chris Pine one, yeah. Like, I think it's pretty solid.
Wes Anderson taking over the MCU, just be like pastel purples and blue lightsabers, and just Bill Murray as Darth Vader.
It would be something different, that's for sure. It would be definitely a change.
Emma Watts. I don't know Emma Watts.
I don't know her either.
Yeah. And then Hannah Minghella. Yeah. I do know Hannah. I've heard of her.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to get to take over when she steps down, but I mean, just the fact that she's stepping down is, I think, something worth celebrating. So,
let's do it, man. Whatever. Jason Schwartzman is the new Hulk. I mean,
we have old man Red Hulk now.
Yeah, Red Hulk.
So
yeah. Although, come on, like, let's be honest. Harrison Ford is a pretty good Red Hulk. Like, I've not even seen the movie, but
sure.
I give him anything right now. Like, whatever he wants, give it to him. He's a treasure. He's a national treasure.
Sure. Yeah.
Just grumpy Hulk. I'm a fan of it. Well, this is great. This is great news. This ends on a lighter note here. I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she goes and does anything else, because she's not that old, I don't think. Kathleen.
No, she's done enough. It's okay. She can retire.
But what else can she destroy?
She's contributed enough to culture.
No, she's 71.
It's okay. She can go and she should go and enjoy her retirement and feel no need whatsoever to be involved with anything ever again media related. She's done enough. I think she can rest now. And that's what's really best for everyone.
I could make a political joke right now, but I don't think I'm going to. Just insert. She could go with insert party here and destroy that. No fives. No. All right.
I'm not doing political high fives.
Yeah, I got too much of that. Yeah, she's 71. Thank you, St. Bear. St. Bear said nail it. Yeah, she's 71. I was literally just thinking that, JD, where there's no way that she's 71. But then I realized she's in Hollywood, and
and she makes some obscene amount of money to ruin Star Wars. So, and she'll get her severance of, like, whatever, 80 million or something to leave, and she can go and just hang out. So I think she's made enough. Oh, there we go. Sure, she's doing fine.
Holy jeez, dude. Holy.
Not worried about old Kathleen.
My goodness, 300 million. Good for her.
She's produced some good movies, has she?
Like what? Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Let's see what she's produced.
E.T. Oh, okay.
She produced E.T.? No. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. E.T. Here, I'm going to blow this up so we can see it.
Sure. Jurassic
Park, Schindler's List. Okay, she's got some bangers in there.
So she was like Spielberg. She was just riding Spielberg and Zemeckis' coattails then.
I mean, right? Yes. That's why she has bangers in there. Yes. Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List. The Kennedy Marshall Company. I've seen the Kennedy Marshall Company, most definitely. And then she became president.
So she was there for Spielberg's like legendary run in the 90s, like 80s, 90s. But let's say when she's been in control of a studio where she's had a lot of direct say in the direction of said studio, the direction of said studio has been poor.
Correct. So yes. Yeah, she was executive producer on all these things, but her own Marshall whatever Kennedy thing, yes, has not been great.
I always did wonder why she was given so much leeway to do so much damage to the brand of Star Wars, and that answers my question then, though, because she was affiliated with so many kind of successes early on with Spielberg and that. So
yeah,
that makes more sense about why she was able to kind of stick around so long when it seemed like it was has been going poorly for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, fair enough. But yeah, good for her. No, she's done enough. She can, ride off into the
sail off into the
sunset.
Pacific. Yeah, sail off into the Pacific and Hollywood, and good for you. I on that note, I think we probably should end this episode here. We've gone way longer than I thought we were going to, because welcome to the round table. That's what we do. But I think on a related note, at some point, I would like to diagnose all that is wrong with Star Wars. I want to put this on the back burner. Oh, no. And I actually want to do maybe a flow chart, starting with, we can do the first 3 episodes. So the 77, 81, 83, do that.
Okay.
And then take it into the prequels and let's diagnose what exactly went wrong. Because I think there's some investigative journalism there that I haven't actually seen on YouTube that I think other people would find interesting. It's perfect. Nothing is wrong with it, says Wandering Knight. Well,
yeah, I mean, how many mainline? Well, there's obviously the 9 mainline, and then there's Rogue One and Solo, right? Is that it?
Those are the movies, yeah.
So there's 11 main kind of movies. Of those 11, in my opinion,
Empire.
2 of them are great to excellent, Empire and Rogue One.
Yep.
Force Awakens is good, and Return of the Jedi is good, and all of the rest are kind of mid to bad.
Yeah, but there was something that happened. I don't know. There's a split that happens there, and it might have been just correlating with, and we might have just solved it right now. Disney bought Star Wars. Maybe that's what happened.
No, because I think all the prequels are bad. They're variations of bad, and the third one is better than the first 2, and there's some variations, in my opinion. There's some variation there, but my top 4 are the original 3 and Rogue One.
Yeah,
I think A New Hope is not a very good movie.
Nope.
We've talked about it. I think it does a great job at world building. It obviously introduces us to the world of Star Wars, so it's super iconic. As a movie in and of itself, I think most of the performances are pretty bad.
Yep.
I think the writing is not particularly good.
Yep.
And yeah, it's fine, but the best part of that movie is just the world building, not almost anything else in it, really.
Yeah. Bad acting, bad special effects, all those other things. But yes, it is A New Hope.
Well, the special effects for the time, with the models and stuff, is pretty cool. I'll give them that stuff because it's of its time.
Yeah, Death Star was made
it's not that was in the 70s and looks like that. Doctor Who looks worse than that today. So
agreed.
So I'll give them credit for the special effects work that they did.
Wandering Knight, we are Star Wars fans, by the way. We're trying to diagnose.
I grew up loving Star Wars. I did. I watched the original trilogy so many times. People probably people in our server probably think I hate Star Wars, and I really don't. I just don't have the nostalgia, red kind of rose-colored glasses for it.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. It's called maturity.
Growing up on the prequels, I had fun with them. I remember going to see Phantom Menace and waiting almost an hour in line with my dad to see it, because that was before there was, you buy tickets, you just had to line up and wait to get into the theater when you could and hope you could get in. And coming out being pretty disappointed with it.
Yeah. And
just from there, Force Awakens is good. But yeah, we can do it and do a kind of dissection. That's a longer form.
Oh yeah, this is a video essay.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's a dissertation we'd have to do. We'd have to plan for that. We need to get through Severance first. That's what we need to do. We're not going to be able to do Severance tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to get it today, but
no.
Yeah, we have to get through Severance.
Yeah, which we will. We're gonna pound through that. But hey, thanks for joining us on this episode of the Roundtable. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. I was going to change subject. We should wrap it up. It's okay.
Oh yeah, we'll save all the severance talk. Whatever. We can't. Hello, Ray Sunshine. We're going to be ending here. Thanks so much for watching this. If you enjoyed all of this content and you're on the YouTubes, please do the thing with the thing, and you know how to do this. If you're on Twitch, we love you. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Roundtable. We will see you all next time. Until then, we need like a cool catchphrase, right? Until then, round up. Until then, we'll meet you at the table. Until then, swords.
Workshop it.
Yeah. Okay.
Swords.
Yeah. All right. Love you all. We'll see you later.
Round up.
Bye.